Hey friends, welcome back. We are going to be making a few recipes today. First things first, I need to make some cinnamon sugar, so we're going to make that together. I'm all out and I'm making apple cinnamon bread today, and I need some cinnamon sugar for the top, and I think I'm going to do one with a layer of cinnamon sugar in the middle, so we definitely need some cinnamon sugar. I'm going to be using an 8-ounce mason jar. We're going to tear that out, and then I'm going to do, I think, let's go with 100 grams of sugar, which would be a half cup. A third cup here. I don't even have a half cup measuring it somewhere. So we have 50 grams. We're gonna go up to 100. And you don't have to be precise with this. If you want it to be more on the cinnamon side, you can add more cinnamon. I'll keep this in here so I have it for scooping. That's exactly where my measuring cups go now, in containers like this. And then I'll just put this back. I do use like teaspoons and tablespoons, so there's that. And then we're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Now you can add more or less if you'd like. I like to make sure I'm scraping it off. So we're gonna do 4 of these. This is a half tablespoon. It just fits better and it swoops off better. Levels better, I should say, not swoops off. Although I could just do that. But see, then it's like a little mound. So we're gonna go like that, 2. Three, and 4. And then we're just gonna shake that up, and then that's just made for us and ready to sprinkle on whatever. Now if you wanted, you could fill it to the top with maybe like another half tablespoon and some more sugar. But there is our cinnamon sugar. It's ready to go and sprinkle on anything. I like to make soft pretzels, dip them in butter and then put that on there. Or even like if you make like a cinnamon muffin, which is super good. We like making like banana muffins, and you could just dip it in butter on top and then dip it in the cinnamon sugar. What we're gonna be using it for today, I have to fill this now. What I'm gonna be using for is apple cinnamon bread. So that is gonna be delicious. Let's clean up our little bit of cinnamon mess. The cinnamon bread's gonna have apples in it, but if you don't like big chunks of apples in your bread, some people do, and I completely get that. My kids do not like chunks of apples in their bread, unless it's my Jewish apple cake, which I only make like during the fall. We're doing my juice pulp bread. So this is gonna be a juicing recipe that we're gonna just juice some apples, and then we're gonna take the pulp from there and then use it in a bread. So we're not wasting the pulp, and that is something that I like to do with pulp. I use it for pancakes too and things like that, but we really like making like breads and stuff, muffins. You can even turn this into apple cinnamon muffins, but yeah, we like the bread. It freezes beautifully. I can slice it up. I have my Nama J2 juicer here. I'm gonna put I have the large hopper on it right now because we're gonna be doing a lot of apples. And then we're gonna be using the large batch juice pitcher here. And then it just has this mesh screen. So all of it, you know, I don't have the extra bits and stuff. I'm gonna plug it in, and then I have to wash all of my apples. I have a lot of apples. We went apple picking, and the apples are kind of mealy, which is why I'm doing this. Like, I am not a mealy apple person. I like a crisp, crunchy apple. So because we have them, I can't just toss them. I don't like wasting food. I'm gonna go ahead and juice them. And when I say we went apple picking, we've got a bunch of apples. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash all of these. Some of them are getting a little soft because we picked them like 2 weeks ago. I should have put them in the garage, but the garage is warm right now. It's not even cold. So we went very early season apple picking. And then I'm just gonna wash these. Now to wash them, I just take a little bit of my foam soap, give it a little squirt, and then we're gonna go ahead and rinse them like this. And then it's like that, ready. I'll set all of them to the side in a big bowl. And I'm not too worried about these being dirty. We did pick them from the tree, so it's just a good rinse. They're not from the ground or anything. They're not from the supermarket touched by a ton of people. Like, I literally took them off the tree. So they are Perfect apples. We are gonna remove the core on these because I don't like to juice the core. I know some people do. You could fit the whole apple in there. We'll cut off any yucky spots like that too. Also gonna dry my area. I love these Swedish dishcloths for doing that. Just dry this area from all of that, and then I'll toss it right in the wash. Keep that there for now for later, and then we have our apples. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and core all of these apples. So some may consider this like an apple juice recipe. This is not an apple juice recipe. This is an apple cider recipe. It's because we're fresh pressing the apples. I'm gonna get this started and put that open. I'm gonna put the apples right into there. As you can see, it's like a big, large hopper. I'm gonna go ahead and core all these apples and put it right into the J2. And I have the large hopper, which allows me to put in a lot more. They have a normal size one when you buy it. Now that I took out the core, we're gonna put it in there. And right now they actually have a great deal on the J2 juicer. You can get the J2 juicer with the large hopper and the large pitcher. It's like a really good promo. If you wanna check that out, you can use my code. I'll link it below. My code is usually Courtney10 if you wanna get 10% off. So we're just making sure we're getting out the seeds. And I'm literally just throwing the apples in there whole, aside from the core. So that, and now for these, I'll save these and you can do like a simmer pot. Fall simmer pots are amazing right now, especially when someone comes into your home, they're like, what candle is that? That's not a candle, that's a simmer pot. And you can freeze them too, so whenever you wanna make a simmer pot. So now I am making apple cider, not apple juice. And when I say apple cider, it's because it's a fresh pressed product. So if you go to like any farms, they're gonna have apple cider. It's just pressed apples, juiced fresh apple. And that is something that we like love here in Jersey. We're always going for apple cider, apple juice, whatever you'd like to call it, but it's really not apple juice. Apple juice is more of a cooked product. Now we're just gonna push this down. It has to click in place, which is I really like because it's super safe. You don't have to peel the apples. Peeling is completely optional. I don't peel my apples, but if you wanted to peel it, you could. I don't think it's necessary. It adds nutrients. I'm using fresh, local grown apples that we picked from a tree, and I know the farmer. So if you don't know the farmer and you're using like maybe like pesticide, waxy apples, you may want to just peel those. We're gonna turn it on, and it's just gonna juice for us. I'll open that too. And you, like I said, you could use a combo of apples or add other things too. We really like making apple strawberry juice in the summer. Okay, it's going. They make great juice, and it'll make a great bread. And this is the one I have to cut this gross part off of too. So I'll just use I'm not gonna waste a knife. Just use my core. I don't think I'll be able to fit more in, let's see. Let's see if we can mush them down. So this is a great thing about juicing. Like I like that I bought these apples, but I can use them in 2 different recipes. So we're gonna have apple juice or apple cider, which is, I call it apple cider. And then we're also gonna have apple bread. And I actually have some apples in the fridge that we do like, Honeycrisp, I believe they are. I'll probably shove one of those in, maybe 2 of them, to show you the difference with the pulp. Let me juice them and make bread. So that's what we're doing. I should have made applesauce with them, but I felt like they were already applesauce, so they wouldn't have, like, even look. Oh my gosh, I was just going and coring those ones, and this one. Whew, a little bit of a workout coring that one. Let's see, I can't even get the core. All right, from me pushing, good gravy. I'll show you how this will look now. Once let's keep that applesauce apple out, and you'll see the difference in the pulp. Let me just pour the rest of these. And now if you hear it, it's actually kind of like a different sound. Kind of cleaning out that other applesauce apple. Do you see, like, you can tell where the really crispy apples are and then the mushy apples. So this is actually gonna be a really great filling for our apple bread. My family is gonna be so excited today because not only do we have fresh apple cinnamon bread, we have apple cider as well. So I'm gonna take this off and clean it. My butter for basting pans, and as you can see, it's getting low. I like to make sure my pans are nicely greased. Ooh. Get that back in there. And then you want to have it all over greased so that the loaf pops right out. First step is do the dry ingredients. Second step, do the wet ingredients. And under there, instead of in the ingredients section, I actually put the ingredients amounts under there. So this way, follow step by step, but you also see the ingredients. Now, most of my recipes where there's flour will say sift your ingredients. I don't sift because I buy flour that doesn't really clump, but when I was growing up, my mom's flour clumped and I needed to sift it. So if you need to sift it, yes, do that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the apple juice, apple cider, whichever you like to call it. I get a cup. I just realized I left the catch in the bowl. Oh my goodness. So there it was. I was like, I can't find the pulp catch. Guys, it was in the bowl because I like to nestle everything. It's literally in here. Look. So silly. So this is for my kiddos and my husband. He'll probably have some too. Aldi cup. I love Aldi. Oh, I may have. Look at that. Enjoy this. That is so good. I love that. I'm gonna take every drop. Oh gosh. I can see them since I'm not adding it to anything. Like if there's anything wrong. Yes, I would waste some egg, but that's all right. Alrighty. That one had a little scotch in it. I'll get that scotch out. Ooh. With 236. And look, we put that cup in here. Now I just saved myself a trip to the cabinet. Tear that out. We're going for 400 grams, which is 2 cups. It's a lot of sugar, but we're making 2 loaves. And it's like really good bread. It's worth it. We can even use, maybe I'll use, I don't want to test it, I'm scared. I could use like 350, which would be 1.5 cups. Oh dear. Ah, I got it. I think I pulled my shoulder out, or my elbow too. Okay. Oh, don't pour it out, Court. There we are. So we're gonna go with 375 grams of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. Now this should probably work with a 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. I haven't tried it though. Want some more apple cider. Love that. Going 1 teaspoon of salt. Measured. Again, we have a lot of sugar in there, so we're gonna add some salt. And then we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. You can leave that out if you'd like, but I like to add it. You could also grate some fresh nutmeg if you prefer. And then we're gonna go in with a tablespoon of, where is it, cinnamon? I don't even know if I have a tablespoon in here. Shoot, got it on the counter again. 2. Is anybody neat with cinnamon? Because I am just not neat with cinnamon at all. I should have put a little cinnamon in my cider. All right, so that is done. Let me, again, glad I kept this over here. Another sip of cider. Green pan frost, they make a slushy too, which is so good. Oh, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's so easy. You literally just pour cider into it, so it's not even like a video you have to watch. You can make your cider, pour it in your green pan frost, make yourself some cider slush. Now, leavening agents, we're gonna need baking powder and baking soda. 1, 2, and then we're gonna go in with a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. should get a half teaspoon measuring. I don't like messing with leavening inches, but that looks like a half, right? Okay. Thanks. Thank you for helping. You could sift this if you want. I'll just take a fork to it and go like that. It's fine. I don't know what's going on with bananas these days. 120 grams. Take that gross spot off. And then that was 80, so we're gonna go in with probably half of this one. Let's see. It's 130, a little too much. 120, perfect. 226 grams of our pulp. All right, so here is our batter. So we have this teared out. I like to be even so they cook evenly. And we're gonna try to go like whichever amount. And it's always different because whenever I make it, it just turns out different. Sometimes there's eggs are a little bit bigger, and you would be surprised, eggs are definitely different lately. So we got 657 over there. Try to eyeball it. And then we're gonna come over here. This is actually a little heavier, this pan. Sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in the middle of this one, though, that cinnamon sugar we made in the beginning. So we have 437. Where did I put the sugar? Cinnamon sugar. We're gonna put cinnamon sugar on top of both, but I wanted to just put a little bit of cinnamon sugar. And that took it to 439, 440. That's fine though. I'm going with like maybe a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. Just a little swirl in there. And then hopefully we get up to the 650. Like I said, I eyeballed it. Yeah, we're there. Wow, I'm really almost spot on. We're at 715. Probably like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons between the two of them. And then they're ready for the oven. I'm so excited. It smells so good. Oh gosh. I've got my apple cider here. So now my oven is preheated. It's at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna bake these for 50 to 55 minutes or until a toothpick comes out mostly clean with minimal crumbs. And then we're gonna save the rest of this pulp. I'll see you guys when that's done baking. I'm grabbing this. See you soon. My bread has about 3 minutes left and you can smell it throughout the house. It smells so good. I like to get them away from the hot stove, so I'm gonna put it on the cooling rack over here. And we're gonna let this cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. We don't want it to be hot to the touch. It's burning hot. We wanna make sure it stays together when we're cutting it. So I'm gonna walk away and let it just chill. So both of my kiddos are excited. They are up and ready for some apple bread. I'm gonna try to get it out. Remember, we buttered it and it's in the USA pan, so. I have confidence, come on. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it came right out. Does that look good, bud? It smells so good. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Let's get a better lens for this. So I went ahead and made the first slice and I forgot to press record. But look how good it looks. It's nice and moist. I'll go ahead and cut another slice because we forgot to record. Look at this. I like to use a serrated bread knife because I feel like it just cuts into it better. And again, it is warm, but it is not hot. So it is holding it together. Oh my gosh, look at that. Can you see that? Look how moist that looks. It is perfect. Take a bite. You want me to take a bite? My son's like, take a bite. All right, I'm gonna take a bite. I need to get a 35mm lens. What do you guys think? All right, so it looks absolutely perfect. I can't wait to dig in. I'm gonna take a bite.
Yeah. You like it?
Oh my gosh, it's fall.
You like it?
I love it. It's so good.
You're so young.
Here, you want a piece? It is so delicious. You get the hint of apple, you get the hint of cinnamon, and you get a... Yeah, I do remember I made this.
I had some mix.
And I like adding a little bit of banana too.
That's why I still cut it out.
The banana adds moistness, it adds flavor, and it adds sweetness too, and it gives it that little hint of banana. Now you could leave the banana out and do a little bit more of the apples, especially if it looks like applesauce like mine. That is so, so good. Oh, I'm gonna freeze some and we're gonna enjoy some. We can keep it on the counter for a few days in an airtight container. And we also like to freeze it and I do that by just wrapping it up in some plastic wrap and putting it in a freezer safe container. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I wanted to say take care and God bless you. Thank you again. Bye, friends.